And speaking of all the debates of all the ways that AI is set to give us a hand, what about using AI as your therapist? Well, today, the American Psychology Association is out with this new advisory about using AI chatbots for therapy, warning that they cannot substitute care from a qualified human professional, even as there is this shortage of behavioral therapists nationwide, and chatbots seem more than willing to dole out advice on mental health. Let's bring in Dr. Judy Ho, a clinical forensic neuropsychologist and author of the new Rules of Attachment. Great to see you, doctor. Okay, so for a lot of people, I got to be honest, like, it is notoriously hard to get into therapy, and yet AI chatbots are in all of our pockets. Have you seen a lot of people just starting to turn to AI for help working through issues?
Oh, absolutely, Gadi. This is such a timely topic because we are talking about this so much as a field. And as you can see, APA just put out this advisory. They're literally trying to catch up to user behavior because we are seeing people across the board talking to AI as if it's their buddy. And it's so easy. AI even has a friendly voice function where you can talk to them just like you're chatting with them while you're driving in the car. So instead of people listening to podcasts, people are chatting with their AIs in the car as they're driving, as they're in their commute, and they ask AI all kinds of questions. But of course, as you just mentioned, it comes with a lot of trepidation too, because there's this recent lawsuit against ChatGPT because it appeared that AI advised a person on how to take their life.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm so glad you brought that up. One of the big criticisms of chatbots has been this like sycophantic super deference, sometimes like your best friend, sometimes even flirty. And when you're asking a chatbot to give you advice on a question, they kind of make you feel like you're the center of the universe, right? Like, what kind of potential harms come with that type of approach to a human being when they're trying to work through issues and trying to figure out like what is real and what is in their head?
It's such a good point because, Gadi, when I ask questions of ChatGPT, it'll tell me that my questions are brilliant or this is perfectly laid out. Who doesn't want to hear that to some extent? But actually, I've had to give feedback to ChatGPT like, okay, now none of your compliments mean anything because you always say all my questions are so great. And really, it's just a basic question, right? So there's definitely some psychological impact it's going to be having if it's just telling you that everything is wonderful, everything is great, when maybe that's not really the case. And then you're interacting with people in real life and they're saying, this wasn't a brilliant question. This is a basic question. You know, that's a big disconnect, right? And that's a cognitive dissonance that you're going to have to wrestle with. But also, I think that when people feel lonely, it can feel a lot more low lift to go to a chatbot rather than to actually interact in real life, because there's some real risks with that. They could reject you. They can say something that you don't like to hear. And sometimes people just want a yes person. And at times, chatbots can be like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many implications here. Like, there's the cost factor. There's the fact that, you know, you go to a therapist. There's a long downloading process, and if you're talking to your chatbot all the time, they already know all that stuff. And yet, what you said, it rings so very true. It does feel like, I mean, we've seen the use of AI excessively can lead to some problems, and using it for things like intimate problems or social attachment. In some ways, this seems like holding an AA meeting in a bar, right?
Right, exactly. And there has been more of an addictive process that's at play in terms of how people are becoming more and more reliant on AI. Obviously, it's not the same exact thing as alcohol or substance addiction, but we're talking about more process addictions, like when people become addicted to gambling, addicted to gaming or internet use. There's a slippery slope there where you become overly reliant for all of your coping needs, and you're using it to distract yourself and escape your problems. And it's actually causing more distress, causing dysfunctions in your relationships, causing you not to be able to meet your responsibilities. And despite this being a new and emerging technology, we are already seeing those types of behaviors in some users, which means that it's raising the risk of mental health concerns among a population that might already be vulnerable to mental health symptoms.
Dr. Judy Ho, this has been so illuminating. I got to say, thank you so much. So often we wonder, like, am I crazy for feeling this way, especially for the ways that AI has made us feel, and it's not even human. And you just made me feel like we just had a therapy session. So, Doctor, thank you so much for joining us.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.